All right, happy Wednesday. Make sure you all can hear me good before we start here. I hope you all are having a great day so far. Welcome in on this weather impact alert day because we are getting ready to deal with the heat as the heat has returned for us starting off already this week. Yesterday was a bit of a hot day, but it was breezy as well. But as we roll into Wednesday and for the rest of the week, we're going to see those temperatures increase. And today, expecting highs in the upper 90s for us all. So again, a weather impact alert day is in place, and that's because we have the return of heat. And since we have had a break now, we want to make sure you all are aware and preparing for the hot days to come as we get ready to enter into the hottest month of the year, which is August, and it starts tomorrow. The year is going by very quickly, but today there is a heat advisory in place. It began at 10 a.m. and will last through 8 o'clock tonight with heat index values between 105 and 110 degrees, mainly around that 108 mark for us here. So make sure that you are drinking plenty of water, finding ways to stay cool as we go throughout the day, and feel free to drop any questions in the chat if you are watching on Facebook or across any of our streaming platforms. Welcome to you all. And again, if you are on Facebook, make sure that you drop any questions you may have in the chat, as I am keeping a close eye on that throughout this broadcast. But remember, weather impact alert day is in place because of the heat returning. Again, that heat advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. But you see many of our counties into the Brazos Valley and even out towards the west, not under this heat advisory for today, but much of Central Texas included and much of the Southeast as well under this heat advisory for today. So make sure you continue to drink plenty of water, stay in the AC, and again, as cool as you possibly can, especially in the heat of the day as we approach that 3 p.m. hour. But right now, current temps across the area in the upper 80s to low 90s, 90 degrees for Temple, Waco, and Marlin, 89 degrees in Killeen right now, and 91 degrees in Gatesville. So we're in the upper 80s and low 90s, but feeling like we are in those mid to upper 90s, and even already feeling like 100 degrees near Hearn, feeling like 101 in Comanche. And again, out towards Comanche, Brownwood, and Goldthwaite, Hamilton as well, you all are not under this heat advisory for today, but still stay safe out there. As you see, feels like temperatures are already up to 101 degrees in Comanche right now. A lot of wind pushing in from the south as well, which is going to bring us that warmer air. That's why we're seeing those highs return into the mid to upper 90s, as well as high pressure building in and really settling in over the next few days. And that's why temperatures are going to remain above the average for the rest of the week. But the breeze is definitely giving us some relief there as we see wind speeds up to 20 miles per hour. So it may not feel as hot right now, which is great. And we can thank those south winds pushing in up to about 20 miles per hour for that relief that we are getting, especially if you are in a nice shaded area. It almost feels like a great day. But remember, heat advisories will get up to about 108 degrees once we hit our high for the day. So as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon, right on track with what we're seeing, those low 90s, still feeling like we're in the upper 80s. Over the next couple of hours, all of us could begin to feel like we're up to those triple digit temperatures before feeling like we're up to almost 108 degrees. Luckily for us, we just seen those high wind speeds up to about 20 miles per hour. They will hang out with us for the remainder of the day also, but even through that 6 p.m. hour, still feeling like we're up to 101 degrees. And remember, the advisory is in place until 8 p.m. So as we start to feel like we're in the triple digits for several hours of the day, that's when you kind of want to rest, maybe dip into the AC as much as you can. If you are outside enjoying the day, probably make it a water activity. Luckily, no rain in the forecast for us. A bit windy out there, but we're not dealing with any rainfall, and we won't see the chance for rain at least until about Sunday when the next chance of rainfall moves in. And it's very important to always stay safe in the heat because heat exhaustion and heat stroke are possible if you are outside for a long periods of time and you haven't properly hydrated your body or prepared yourself for the hot temps. And heat exhaustion happens when you're feeling dizzy, overly thirsty, or nauseous. Also, you can tell if you have cool or clammy skin or sweating a lot. So any excess sweating, though, is also signs of heat exhaustion. So again, again, it's important to stay safe in the heat, making sure that you're checking on your loved ones, friends, and family. And if you hear my voice, make sure that you tell somebody and reach out to someone so they can know the signs of heat exhaustion as well as heat stroke, because heat exhaustion could lead to heat stroke if you aren't taking care of yourself properly. And again, we're getting ready to enter into August, and it's going to get extremely hot, and we're already seeing that starting this week. So signs of heat stroke are headache, any red, dry, or hot skin, and if you're not sweating at all. So overly sweating and not sweating at all are two signs of heat exhaustion as well as heat stroke. And again, you want to just make sure you keep a close eye on your friends and family. If you know you all are going to be outside, maybe enjoying a nice pool day, or it was hard to kind of tell if someone isn't sweating in the pool, but if you all are hiking or any type of outdoor activities, you want to make sure that you know these signs so you all can stay prepared and stay safe as we go throughout the hot summer months. But we're going to switch gears here away from the heat for a minute and talk about the update on the tropics, because we are still in hurricane season. It officially began on June 1st and it would officially end on November 30th. But we already had a pretty active season so far, and luckily for us here in Central Texas, we've seen some rain, but we didn't get those direct impacts like other people did. So we're going to keep you all updated on the tropics as we're watching an area of development right now. It is near San Juan, but it is expected to move near the East Coast and over portions of Florida as we go throughout the next several days. Possible tropical storm activity, and it could claim the next name up off the list as it now has a 60% chance of development over the next 7 days. For us here in Texas, this storm is going to stay out way far towards the east of us, but if you're traveling, this is good to know as we keep our eyes on the tropics again, mainly headed towards Florida. Portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia could possibly be affected by this storm as well as it moves further inland and possibly nearing the Gulf of Mexico and over the East Coast. But we're going to keep our eye on this disturbance here. Again, this area of development only has about a 60% chance over the next 7 days. We already marked off 3 names so far on the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season list, and the next name up will be Debbie. So as we keep our eye on this disturbance right now, disturbance number 1 that again has a 60% chance of development, it could possibly mark the next name up off the list. And again, that's Debbie. That's the only area that we are watching in the tropics as of right now. So no other disturbances to keep our eye on, but we will keep you all informed, especially if it reaches that tropical depression or tropical storm status over the next few days. But right now we are dealing with the heat. So as we continue throughout the rest of Wednesday, make sure that you stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay cool as you can. I'm not seeing any questions or comments in the chat. I want to thank you all for joining on this broadcast today. Again, wherever you are streaming from, thank you so much for tuning in, and you can check back with us for another update on your weather forecast and a look of the tropics as we near 6 News at 5. But for now, y'all stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.